Pasarla bien. Oh, this is a very common one. Pasarla bien or pasarla mal. Now we're talking about something a bit easier here. This is easy. Pasarla. Pasarla. We are not using pasar only. We're adding la because we're talking about time again, and we're referring to, a situation where it's good for you or bad for you. You're feeling happy or not too happy, or you don't feel too well or too good about a situation. Okay, so pasarla. You, by the way, guys, you can leave your questions, share your questions, and if I move on to the next meeting, I will go back and read your questions, so don't worry, you can just keep asking. Pasarla bien or pasarla mal. What are we talking about here? We are talking about to have a good time or to have a bad time. So either way, you can have a good time or the opposite. Pasarla bien means to have a good time, or you're having a good time. Pasarla bien, not bueno, because bueno also means good. We're talking about bien and bueno mean the same thing, but they're used in different situations. Okay, when talking about spending or having a good time, you need bien. Okay, pasarla bien, to have a good time. Pasarla mal, not malo, but mal. Okay, that means to have a bad time. Okay, so you have options here. You have options. Let's look at some examples. Me la pasé muy bien este fin de semana. Me la pasé muy bien este fin de semana. So this means I had a great time this weekend. I know I said to have a good or bad time, but if you add certain words, you can say great time, okay? And the word I'm talking about to change this to great is muy. Okay, muy. When you say muy bien, great, okay? Or very well, very good, okay? Me la pasé. We have la here, okay? So this la can separate and be independent. So if you want to do that, just place it before pasar, okay? So la pasé. If you say me means me, okay? Me la pasé, that's a common way to say I had, okay? I had. Could be, technically there isn't a here in Spanish, but when you say me la pasé, technically you're saying I had a ... and then you add good time, bad time. Which one is it, right? So in this situation we have muy bien, great, more than good, great. You don't have time here, right? You don't have time, but technically when you say me la pasé muy bien, I had a great time. That's what you're saying. We don't need time in this phrase because we're already saying la, okay? La is a vague way to say time in this situation, specifically in this situation. La can be a definite article. The, la casa, the book can also be a pronoun. It can mean her or it. Okay, so in this situation, la is referring to it. Okay, me la pasé muy bien. I had a great time. And then you can add more. Why not? This, fin de semana, weekend. Okay? Este fin de semana, this weekend. You can also say, me la pasé muy bien, just by itself. And that means I had a great time. Me la pasé muy bien. You can also remove me. You can say it. It's commonly said in Spanish. You can remove me and say, la pasé muy bien. La pasé muy bien. And that means I had a great time. Okay? So that's quite good to know. Definitely. Excellent. Now let's look at the last example, guys. This is going to be the last example. And that's going to be it. So if you have any questions, please just let me know. Let me know. Now, the next example is no quiero pasarla mal. No peleemos. No peleemos. This is a very tricky word to pronounce, but it's not that difficult. It's like when you say leer. Leer means to read in Spanish. So similar pronunciation, peleemos, peleemos. Leer, leemos, peleemos. Okay? So, sorry, remember that some people say peleemos, peleemos in Spanish. Some people say it like that, but the correct pronunciation is peleemos. Okay? Just because of the double E sound. Just remember that. Similar to saying leer, to read in Spanish. Excellent. No quiero. Oh, let me just show you the meaning. I don't want to have a bad time. Let's not fight. Could happen. Could happen. Definitely. No quiero. No quiero is a great phrase as well. That means I don't want to. Or I don't want. I don't wanna. No quiero. You can use it by itself to just say I don't want to, right? So that can be just an expression by itself, or you can use it to say more, no quiero, and then you have pasarla mal, have a bad time. Okay, we have the whole phrase, pasarla mal. Pasarla mal, same thing. And here we have la attached to the verb. Here we had it before the verb. Okay? And when you say no quiero, you need to say pasarla. Okay? Because if you say la pasar mal, doesn't make sense. Here it works because you have a pronoun, and we can use it at the beginning of a sentence pretty much by itself. As I said before, you don't need me. La pasé muy bien. La pasé muy mal. La pasé mal. La pasé bien. So if you say this first, if you start your sentence with this phrase, pasarla bien, pasarla mal, you can have la at the beginning. You can separate la from pasar. Okay? La pasé muy bien, la pasé muy mal, la pasé mal, la pasé bien. So that's correct. But here, because we're saying no quiero, oh, my arrow is so bad, sorry. No quiero, Then you need pasarla, okay? Pasarla mal. I don't want to have a bad time. No quiero pasarla mal. I don't want to have a bad time. No, similar to saying not. Peleemos, similar to saying let's fight. Okay? So we don't have, in Spanish, we don't have don't or not. We have no. No, and also no means no. So that's quite interesting. Definitely how we, like, the two languages work. We have nunca, and we need no as well when using nunca. Nunca means never. So it's quite interesting for sure. No peleemos. Let's not fight. No quiero pasarla mal. No peleemos. I don't want to have a bad time. Let's not fight. And that's it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Remember that pasar can mean different things. We learned 5 different meanings. And I think it was very, very good to learn all of them, because all of the terms that we learned, all of them are commonly used in Spanish. Very, very popular stuff for sure. And before I forget, you can actually change bien and mal to different words, as I did here. Muy bien, that's great. But you can say other adjectives. Okay? For example, you can say la pasé maravilloso. Maravilloso. Do you know what maravilloso means? Do you know? It's a very good adjective. Remember, adjectives help describe nouns, situations, and whatnot. So remember that. Maravilloso means wonderful. So technically you're saying I had a wonderful time. Wonderful time this weekend. Okay? Or you can say also, if it's something negative, you can say me la pasé terrible. Oops. Terrible. Este fin de semana. I had a terrible time this weekend. So you can play around with different adjectives when talking about, time. Are you having a good time, bad time, terrible time, wonderful time, great time? So you can actually change bien and mal to different adjectives. So yeah. That's very flexible. I like it. I like it a lot.